Next on Watch the Damn Tape, we're going to get into Saturday night's action from the Unrivaled Basketball League. Welcome to Watch the Damn Tape. I'm the Beat Chef. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe button. Hit that bell to get notified when I drop my next video. New subscribers, I hope you enjoy the show. Thank you for tuning in. Old subscribers, thank you for continuing to help me build this platform and push out this content. Let's get into Saturday night's action. That first game up was the Mist and the Laces. The Laces get the win 76-69. This game, for the most part, was actually quite entertaining. And if you wanted to see some decent flow on offense, this was the game to watch. This was probably one of the better games in Unrivaled. They didn't really shoot at a super high clip, but they were quite effective, especially early on. This game was basically decided by Jackie freaking Young. Jackie Young, everybody in this league's tired for the most part. Jackie Young's been on and off injured, but she seems to have hit her stride. The Friday night game, she lit it up. She lit it up in this game. Jackie Young was lighting it up from three. Jackie Young had 27 points this game. Off the bench. Mcbride was 6 of 14, 17 points. Kayla's, you can tell Kayla's kind of fatigued. She shoots a lot of threes. She shot 3 of 8. Tiffany Hayes had a terrible game. 8 of 20, 16 points. 0 for 5 from 3. Excuse me. Alyssa Thomas, 16 minutes, 2 of 8, 4 points. Jackie Young was 10 of 17, 5 of 8 from behind the three-point line. Was lighting it up in the first half. First half, she basically helped them get a lead. It was 21 to 20 at the end of the first quarter. It was 46-40 at halftime. It was a close game. I mean, they both played well, especially starting out the game. Breonna Stewart, 9 of 18, 24 points. Rakia Jackson, 18 minutes, 10 points. Jewel Lloyd didn't really help the cause too much. 3 of 9, played 13 minutes, had 8 points. Dejanay Carrington had a real good game. 5 of 9, 13 points. Defense. And one thing I like about Dejanay, she's athletic as hell, and she's relentless when she goes to that basket. If she could ever develop a mid-range game, pull up and hit on a consistent basis, and to go along with that defense, Dejanay Carrington would be able to play basketball for a long time. Courtney Vandersloot was 5 of 6, 10 points. The weird thing about Aaliyah Edwards, ever since that 1v1 tournament, you thought that would have been like a here I am moment. She's kind of backslid since that tournament. Only played 7 minutes, had 4 points. It's almost like they're either saving her for the WNBA season or something's going on where they've just told her just put it in neutral. The Miss shot 49% from the field, shot 50% from 3. Laces shot 45% from the field, shot 41 from 3. Jackie Young was freaking cooking. When I say she was cooking from the whole time, she was at one point, I believe Jackie Young was 5 of 5. She was 5 of 5. She was 5 of 5. She was 5 of 5 from threes. Or 4 of 4. Yeah, 4 of 4. And then she finally missed one. Yeah, it was 5 of 5. She was 5 of 5. Because I remember Lisa Leslie mentioning, can she go 6 for 6? Jackie Young was cooking. Anytime they needed a basket, anytime the Miss made a little run, she would quell the run. In the fourth quarter of this was quite interesting because the Mist had a chance to get back into the lead. I mean, they tied it up several times. It was tied up at 53. It was tied up at 55. And it was kind of like a back and forth tug of war. The missed a few shots down the stretch, and Alyssa Thomas got hammered by Dejanay Carrington, and it was like a prolonged fourth quarter. It was like nobody wanted to win. Nobody could buy a shot in the fourth. Fatigue started setting in, and Alyssa Thomas gets hammered by Carrington. And they rule it a flagrant, so they get the shot. She can't. All she has to do is make the shot in the game. Can't make the shot. Jackie Young comes down, pops the deuce. Ball game. Fresh legs. It's going to be interesting when the playoffs come, especially with the laces. I'd almost start Jackie Young and put Tiffany Hayes on the bench. Tiffany Hayes, she wasn't playing real well before the concussion, and she damn sure ain't playing real well after the concussion. But this was a good game. Stephanie Dolson is one of the better 3-point shooters in this league, which is crazy for her to be a center, and she shoots at a higher clip than some of these other players. But this was the first game. The fourth quarter at the end kind of stalled, like I said. But overall, this was an entertaining game. This was an entertaining game. The refs in this league have structured this to where it is WWE. It is kind of scripted, and I'll get into that in the second game and elaborate on that more. But here goes the standings. Phantom in the vinyl. Phantom get the win, 80-74. Not really sure what was going on with the vinyl. The vinyl, all they got to do is win their end. All they have to do is win their end. Phantom, mathematically, out of it. But this game right here was it was chippy. It was chippy. There was a lot of little twists and turns in this game. Natasha Cloud, 19 minutes, 14 points. Satu, 10 minutes, 12 points. Katie Lou Samuelson, 15 minutes, had 8 points. Marina Mabrey, 26 points off the bench. 8 of 13, 6 of 9 from the 3-point line. And Brittany Griner with 18 points in 18 minutes. Natasha Heidemann only played 9 minutes, had 2 points. had this team had Marina from the beginning of the season, they would have probably made the playoffs. They didn't need Sabrina Ionescu. They needed one more person on this team that could hoop. And that was it. They didn't need Sabrina. They needed Marina. Marina gives them a spark on defense. Not with block shots, just defending and being physical. And in this game, excuse me, the other team starting Howard, Canada, and Hamby. Jordan Canada's a little woman. She's small. She's only like 5'6". Marina's a guard with some size on her, 5'11", and she's got some heft. She's almost kind of like the Mcbride. She's almost like Kayla McBride. They're built about the same. Canada gets hurt 34 seconds into the game. Ray Burrell comes off the bench, basically scores the first 8 points. That's all they scored in the first quarter. And that came back to bite them in the ass later on. They scored that 8 points. The Phantom scored 18. The Phantom scored 18 in the first. Halftime is 40-32. Phantom lead. This is a pretty consistent game. Ryan Howard was playing by herself this game. And had Ryan Howard got any help, it might have been a different outcome. The final shot 42%. They shot better from 3. They shot 46% than they shot from the field. Phantom shot 49% from the field and 37% from the 3. Ryan Howard was on fire. Ended up 9 of 17 from three, 37 points. Set a record for unrivaled most threes in the game. I mean, was going nuts. 12 of 24 from the field. Dearica Hamby, worst game in unrivaled. 4 of 11, 9 points. This was Dearica Hamby's first game in single digits. This was her lowest scoring. Her lowest scoring before this was 14 points. Jordan Canada's been kind of consistent. She always scores in the singles. So she was 3 of 5, had 7 points. Ray Burrell, like I said, had the first 8 points, ended up with 14. Played 12 minutes. Aaliyah Boston, 13 minutes, 2 of 2. Hit a 3-pointer, ended up with 5 points. Arike Ugunwale played 8 minutes, only had 2 points, and she scored those 2 points with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third quarter. And I thought that was telling. Had Ryan Howard got any contribution with what they had on the line, the Vinyl would have got the win. Ryan Howard was carrying this team the whole entire game. Dearica Hamby's been having struggles with free throws. And so early on, she was more physical, and I think the free throw shooting has ruined her confidence. She shoots about the same amount of shots every game. She shoots about 11 shots a game. She shot 11 shots. This game only made 4. They needed more from Hamby. At times, the Vinyl were scared to go in that paint with Brittany Griner. Jordan Canada made a hell of a move on Brittany Griner. Went under the rim, protected herself, and did a reverse layup. It was beautiful. Got the foul, scored. Huge play. This game was it was 67-59 at the end of the third. The Vinyl made a late run, ended up taking the lead 72-71, and just missed free throws and miscues down the stretch. They had a bunch of weird fouls. They had a weird call. They had a weird foul on Canada. She basically wrapped up Sabali under the rim, and they both fell to the ground. They called a flagrant on that. That was a huge play in this game. Right after that, there was another foul on a loose ball with Dearica Hamby, which shouldn't even been called. They both, Sabali missed a shot. They're going for the loose ball. Hamby shields her. She falls. They call a foul on Hamby. It got quite chippy. I'll say this about Sabali. Sabali has up and down games, and she is a huge whiner. She's a huge whiner. She's a finesse player that her finesse game isn't always on 100%, and her physical game is on about 10%. Because there was times where Sabali had the mismatch, and she gonna fire it up. I mean, she was 1 of 6 from 3-point line. Shoots way too many threes. 4 of 15 from the field. Shot terrible. I mean, shot like garbage. She's always looking for a bailout from the ref. It is annoying to be 6'4" and to be crying about a guard. You kept the ball down low. That's one thing I don't understand in this league. The bigs constantly hold the ball by their waist. Even Brittany Griner was holding the ball by her waist and getting it slapped. And it was like, you're 6'9". Hold the ball up here and then just go up. It's not that hard. You've been playing basketball forever. You're a WNBA champion and an Olympian and a collegiate champion. So good Lord, for the love of God, keep the ball at your chest and go up strong. But that's what Sabali. That's her biggest problem. I don't think she'll ever quite figure it out and put it all together. Because with her size, she could damn near destroy any guard in the league. And she's athletic as hell. It's amazing Unrivaled has showed me a lot. It showed me that there are a ton of women in this league that, on paper, and when you look at them, you're like, my goodness, she should destroy. Sabali should be destroying. Ray Burrell almost dunked in this game. It was a layup, and Ray Burrell was about this far from the rim. If the rim was 9 or 9.5, Ray Burrell is flushing multiple layups in this game. She's wiry as hell and cat quick. It's just sometimes Ray Burrell just plays completely out of control. The jumper is off balance. She doesn't square up a lot on her shots, and she misses a lot. And that's what happened in this game. That 4-13, like I said, she had that 8 points quick. That 8 points, she was aggressive. And in this league, for some reason, they get enamored with that 3-point shot, and there'll be wide open paint. In Unrivaled, don't worry about the rebounds, because if you watch any game, the minute somebody takes a shot, everybody runs down court. Whoever's under the goal gets the rebound. Rebounding is an overinflated stat in Unrivaled. It's not even worth even talking about the rebounds. Like you're not jostling for a rebound like you are in 5-on-5 play. It's just, that's it. It's a lot of snow burden in Unrivaled. Somebody doesn't get back. They score in transition. They kick it back down court because that person didn't get back on defense. So it's an easy bucket. That happens a lot. Angel Reese gets a lot of those. But this game came down to the very last, to the end. And it was just a few miscues, and the vinyl didn't start out on fire early. Ryan Howard didn't get a lot of help. Phantom had nothing to play for but pride. I give them much props. They played like it mattered. I mean, they really did. But they've set it up for Monday. On Monday, the Mist play the Lunar Owls, and the Rose play the Vinyl. And one of these two teams will be going to the playoffs and getting that 4th spot, and they will be playing the Lunar Owls. So it could be the Lunar Owls Mist game could be a preview of what's going to be happening in the playoffs. It's all up to, they've set it up to where it's going to be where you need to watch just to see, because nobody is just dominating and going into the playoffs on that 4th spot. But that was Unrivaled for Saturday night. I'd love to know your thoughts. Leave your comments below. Until next time, peace.